Hey there and welcome to another Fortnite action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the 2020 Turbo Builder set from Jazwares. This is the fourth Turbo Builder set that they have released, 3 in the US and 1 in the UK. And this set comes with several, I think 3 new style of pieces that we haven't seen before. Let's flip the box around here real quick. And I'll bump and bang my little area here. It comes with Fable and Dire, as you can see right there. So Fable, the forest isn't safe from her. Whoa, this is different. It's a different Red Riding Hood. And then Dire, leader of the pack. And then over here you can see a few of the new pieces. There's the cross sail down there. We've covered just about all of those. We have not yet talked about Hybrid or Copper Wasp. They are with 2 different vehicles. Actually, we haven't talked about Ruin either. He's in the jumbo vending machine. All right, let's get this thing open. We got all that stuff out of the box, and I don't know about you, but I'm kind of feeling like I'm in a lumber yard. There is so much wood building material here. But we're going to get to the building material in just a moment. First, we're going to take a look at the figures and their accessories, beginning with the accessories. Fable comes with her Guiding Glow harvesting tool. It's got a little lantern right there, a red ribbon, and other than that, it's a pretty cool looking axe. We get the low and slow harvesting tools. I'm guessing this is supposed to be for Dire, even though it's not part of his set. Maybe the idea is he's going to catch Fable, and cook her up for dinner? I don't know. But they look pretty cool. Made me think of actually something that Beef Boss would like to hang on to there. We get a nice gold-colored rocket launcher. I don't know that we've seen one quite like this one before. There's this face. And a suppressed pistol. Pretty neat looking. I'll show you some of the building material that we get in this set. We get 50, and I mean 50, of these standard wood building material figure stands. We've seen these before quite often. A new piece to this set are the 3-sided jack wood building material. As you can see, there are 3 sides that you can plug into. It's different than the figure stands, and there's also not a peg on there, so you can't mount a figure on it. Another new piece is this ramp building material. We get 12 of these, and what makes it a ramp is this portion right here. Up here it looks like a normal building material figure stand because there's this, but it's got this addition. When you turn it sideways, you'll see that it hooks like a ramp. It has 2 little pegs instead of these 1. We get 8 of these wood T-connectors. I absolutely fell in love with these types of pieces when the Expedition Outpost came out, and it had, I think there was like 4 red T-connectors, and I was sure hoping we were going to see them again in the future, and sure enough, here they are. Looks like they've been modified just a little bit, and so we'll see how well these work, but these allow 4 building materials to hook together, so they can go out 4 different directions. Very, very neat, very useful piece. I want more of these. We get an updated building tips and tricks guide. And finally, we get an instruction manual. It has all the contents of what's in this package, as well as some building tips for how to create the structure that they intend for you to build. And now it's time to take a look at the figures. We're going to look at Fable first. And if you ask me, it's kind of hard to see under this hood. She's got a bit of a shadow there because my light can't quite reach in under that hood. So let's take the hood off because, well, it is removable. It's got a little peg in the hood and a hole there in her back. But there, now you can see that she actually looks pretty good without the hood. She's got her hair cut and she's got her pigtails there. Actually, maybe not the haircut. They're probably pulled forward, and that was just the best way they could do that. Jazwares looks like they're still having a small issue with doing a nicely designed female figure. I think one of the things they need to do is make them taller, because they're not quite as tall as the male figures, as you can see. So anyway, let's look at the figure more in depth. Her head will rotate all the way around now that she doesn't have this hood. Her arms rotate all the way around. There's a hinge in the shoulder. The elbow rotates, and there's a hinge at the elbow. Not quite 90 degrees, but whatever, it still works. Her wrist rotates all the way around and has a hinge as well. She's got a pretty good torso movement. She can go about that far. She can rotate. Her waist is a little bit more difficult to rotate. Be careful. She's got like, I think this is like a money bag right here. And if you twist things around, you might bump the top of this money bag, and it might rip or break off at some point. She's got next to no movement in her hips because of her red skirt. As far as I can tell, you can't take the skirt off. It's kind of more of a permanently attached item. You might be able to take it off if you separate, pull the torso off, pull the waist off, and then you might be able to take that off. We're not going to do that in this video. So it gives her no splitting action, she can run, she can move a little bit, but that's about it. She does have the thigh rotation, the double pin knee joints, the rotation at the ankle, and the hinge as well. So she is fully articulated, but there are some hindrances for this figure. It's a cool looking figure. I think it could have been done a little bit better. I'm not a toy designer, so I'm not going to jump in there and say, hey, I could do it better, because there's a strong possibility I can't. But I think the smart people there at Jazwares, I think they can. I issue that challenge. I think they could do better. I think the figures, they just need to be a little bit taller. I think the reason they look a little bit weird are because they're a little bit shorter and they're compact, and their pieces are about the same size as the male figures. It's time we get some taller female figures, I think. All right, let's take a look at Dire. So Dire's going to be kind of one of our weird figures here. He's going to be a little bit difficult to get to stand up because of the way he's designed. He's designed like a wolf. Makes sense the way his legs work. So you might find some difficulty in getting him to stand on occasion. Let's just take a look at his articulation here. His head is a little bit difficult to rotate. The reason is they've got these spiky hair sticking out his back, and I think it might be spiky hair or bone, maybe hair out the back, but it ripped his shirt, so maybe it's a bone, I don't know. But anyway, those spikes, they hit each other. So unless you gotta like lean his head forward to get it past that. Otherwise, you've got some problems. You don't really have a good full rotation back there. His head has a hinge, or his neck has a hinge, but it doesn't rotate. It doesn't hinge up and down like at all. So there's some problems there. His torso is really pretty awesome, though. He's nice and loose. You can really pose him. His waist also rotates really quite well. The arms rotate around at the shoulder and have a hinge at the shoulder. The elbows rotate as well and also have that hinge. His wrists rotate and also have that hinge. There's we have a theme going on here. Rotation, hinge, rotation, hinge, rotation, hinge. He can do the splits. He can move his legs around quite well. He's got the thigh rotations, if you can actually get them to rotate and not move the legs around. And he still, even though he's got a funny designed leg, he still has double knee pins right there. They are just designed in such a way that it won't allow the leg to go straight. Finally, at the very bottom at his ankles, he does have a hinge. And his paws rotate right there. So he is fully articulate. He actually has a lot more better motion and movement than Fable does. The only real problem is his head. He's got some cool things here. This red bandana and this vest. The vest can come off if you want to take the vest off. It's actually really pretty easy to take that vest off. But yeah, that's about it. That's Dire. Like I said, he might be a little bit difficult. Have patience. Work with him. I shouldn't say that about an action figure, but you'll get him to stand eventually. Here we have them geared up just a little bit. Fable's got her axe and a gun. Dire's back behind, trying to sneak up on her with the low and slow harvesting tools while she's not paying attention. And he didn't know what hit him. Well, Fable hit him. But anyway, these are a couple figures that I really wanted to like. I like Dire far more than I like Fable, and I was really wanting to like the Fable figure because she's really awesome looking in the game. And I don't, they capture the look and the appearance, but they don't quite capture the look and the appearance, if that makes any sense, what I just said. All right, Next, we're going to move on to building the 90s, or at least showing how to build the 90s. With all that dire, with all this building material back here, we're just going to build a base set. We're not going to build the entire tower.